y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about how old is too old to show interest in a Greek organization, or even, I guess, on the flip side, how young is too young to show interest in the Greek organization. So let's start with the first one. How old is too old? I will easily say that because we have graduate chapter, there's really not a too old for you. So if you're interested, go for it. Good luck. You know, I mean, if it's meant for you, it'll happen. So the thing about age in Greek life, it's like, I guess it's a stigma that, you know, all we do is stroll and step and stuff like that. So of course, people kind of associate younger people with being in Greek organizations, and they think it's kind of childish and all this crazy stuff. So I mean, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's deeper than all of that. It's deeper than parties. It's deeper than just us going to functions and going eat and going to brunch and stuff like that together. Like, I mean, we do more stuff than that. So it's like different capacities for people to help. So it's like, if you are interested in joining an organization, if that's something that you were wanting to do, don't just let it stop you because you think that all we do is do this, that, and the next. You have to be a certain age in order to join. No. Now, I will say that when it comes to age and like, I guess undergrad, is kind of different. So how can I say this? So people think of the traditional, you know, like young, 18, like typical like freshman through senior years age for undergrad. So typically you'll find that most chapters, if they're a traditional campus, they'll keep it traditional. Now you have some campuses that are non-traditional, as in they have, you know, it's a commuter campus. So commuter campus means that they don't really have on-campus housing. It's like they might have some stuff around the areas, but it's not typically like school housing type of thing. So the school might be a commuter campus, and it might be like tailored towards not the necessarily like fresh out of high school type of student crowd, but maybe like a, okay, you had a career and now you're coming back, but it's still kind of tailored towards the, you know, undergrads or the younger undergrads in that capacity. So they do have some chapters on those type of campuses, and in those instances, I mean, those orgs or those chapters are more receptive of allowing, I guess, members to come in and show interest, as you know, in a wider age variety. So I mean, it really just depends on the chapter that you're showing interest in, kind of getting to know your campus and seeing what type of lines came before, you know, you showed interest. Is it something that it seems like they would have done? Is it something that they have done? I mean, it's kind of easier now in today's day and age to kind of really gauge certain things because we have access to the internet. Like, we have access to Instagram, which has literal pictures of history, and you can see literally timestamps of whenever they had this, that, and the next going on, right? And then you have access to like their actual websites. I feel like almost every chapter of any organization should have some form of social media. Now, they might not have the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, their own website combo, but I mean, typically they'll have something. They'll have an Instagram and they might have a Twitter, but they might not have a Facebook, or they might have such and such. I mean, there's a way for you to figure out exactly what it is you're trying to find. So it's a little easier nowadays to see what the history of that chapter looked like as it was in comparison to like 2005. You know, it's easier now for you to kind of follow and see who is where and how, you know, they operate on a I guess facial front, to see what they do and what they broadcast to people. So if you're not like typical straight out of high school undergrad, I would definitely recommend checking out the chapter history. See if that chapter follows a more traditional route, like they really all seem like they can't even drink, or they just barely started being able to drink yesterday legally, or see if there is you know, more mature looking, you know, members of the chapter, and see if that is kind of what will work better for you. Yeah, so I don't really think there is a too old, but it just depends on the level that you're trying to join in. So as far as too young, we all know that if you want to be in a Greek organization, you have to first be in a college. So that means you have to have already graduated from your high school, and that means that you need to be actually attending a university at this point that has the chapter on the campus, or be in the process of, you know, figuring all that out. But that's a whole nother story, you know, that I'm not about to get into. So you need to make sure that, you know, you have not only the GPA that they're requiring and all the other requirements. So I want to say that no organization will allow you to be like a first semester freshman interest. So every organization will require you to have a GPA right? So in order to have that, you can't be a first semester freshman, because as a first semester freshman, everybody technically either, it depends on how you want to look at it. Everybody either has a 4.0 or everybody has a 0 at the point, you know, because you don't have any grades yet. You're waiting for your first semester grade. So you can't show interest as a first semester freshman. So typically those are like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, or if you fresh back in, I mean, like as I talked about before, whatever age you are, that's the first semester freshman. But let's just talk about it as if you're fresh out of high school. So some people graduate, I know, earlier now, because they do like the advanced placement classes and they do dual credit with the college and stuff like that. So you come in having credits under your belt already. So that's when it kind of gets sticky, because it's harder. So I want to say in most instances, I'm not sure because I have not actually looked at everybody's transcripts or everybody's requirements, but I want to say that you have to have at least a semester worth of credits at that home institution. Basically what that means is that the school that you're at right at that moment, you actually have to have grades there. So let's say you have 12 hours worth of dual college credit coming in. That does not count. So you need to still have a semester under your belt, and then from there you'll be able to go ahead and show your interest, right? And so once you actually meet that requirement, I don't think it actually matters how old you are. I believe on the application, should you not be of legal age, there is a space for you to have a parent or a guardian sign for you. So just basic contracts, you'll have your signature here, and then under there they'll say, you know, parent or guardian if the person is not 18 years of age or older. So there really is not a too young. I just think that as long as you fit that requirement, go for it. So it's really that simple. I'm sorry, y'all. I used to be a college recruiter, so I kind of just went back into college recruiter mode real quick. But I hope that makes sense, and I hope you guys really understand what I'm saying. If it does, or even if it doesn't, if you have any further questions, just go ahead and let me know down below, and I'll go ahead and get back to you ASAP. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.